Titus flare?
How many birds did I flare?
How many birds did Nathaniel sleep on? Dad, when you walk back to the boat, I walk over and Nathaniel's out of it with Kelly on his stomach.
Whatever.
Huh?
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Oh, Jake's gonna clam up. We're recording. He didn't realize it.
We're live.
Well, we've been recording. That's all gonna be on there too. And now we hit this on the last podcast.
Same road work.
Really did.
Travis, put your thing closer.
Can you hear me? Testing. 1, 2. Oh, dude.
What color you got there, Morgan? Green?
Green.
The green beauty.
The green machine.
Hey, and we're in the front. They just let those other cars through, so we're going to be here a minute.
Probably finish our podcast like last time.
Is yours red, Jake?
I don't know.
Can you guys hear yourselves
Nathaniel's
okay?
red. Dad's yellow, I think.
Talk, Nathaniel.
Hello. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Jake.
Hello.
Testing. 1, 2. Testing. 1,
Morgan.
2.
1, 2, 3. Had fun.
1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. All right, well, we're back. Jack, and on our way home. So, where did we start, boys? How awesome Kelly did? Jake
Said that.
said that I didn't get enough footage of her, and
I didn't say you didn't get enough footage. I said I didn't.
no, that is not what you said.
That's exactly
You said
what I said.
we.
Well, I meant me.
What do you mean, though? I still want to clarify that.
Because there was a few times she went and did a retrieve, and I should have.
Was that the second day?
Stepped out and video. Yeah, I should have stepped out and videoed and stuff, and then when I watched the stuff I did video, which I'm bad at videoing. Everyone knows last year. All the comments. Thank you, everybody.
You're still a little bit hurt for that.
Yeah,
about
I'm
that.
a little offended. No, I got caught up in watching her, and I don't know. It's all good. She did good. I should have video. I wish I would have stepped out and just got like better angle of whatever, everything that was going on.
I know how we start.
Because I stayed inside the toolies.
We need to start this how what you guys think I thought. Because I think you guys think I don't think good things. I know you guys. Come on now, somebody speak up.
What do you mean?
Tell me, because you were telling me earlier how you know everything about me and how I think. Tell me what you think I thought how Kelly did. Truthfully.
I think you thought she did fine.
You do.
Yeah.
Nathaniel?
No, I think you thought. You probably knew our expectations might have been higher, but you knew she's first hunt, all this and that. You probably expected exactly what happened, I think. Right?
Okay. Nathaniel?
What do you mean just by what you thought?
Like, what do you think I thought about her performance? It's not a trick question. I'm just asking. Because I think you guys think, this is what I think you think.
You were just really quiet about
But
it.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Pretty
Like-
quiet.
If you listen to our previous podcast,
Like you were expecting better.
you expected a lot, and then during the last 2 days, you never said a word.
Oh, now the truth's coming out. There
Well,
you go.
you did it, and then I was
Nathaniel?
thinking, man, is he like kind of
Dude,
annoyed by her?
And then
What
we'd
do you
ask
want
you
to know what to
something.
think.
We'd ask Titus, what do you? I don't know. It's not my dog.
oh my goodness.
It's in the footage.
I'll show you that footage. Dude, that's going to actually annoy me. That is not how I ever acted about it. He asked me my opinion on something.
Yeah.
I can take you right to the spot. I said, that is a judgment call for you. I cannot make that decision. And what was it about?
It was...
I cannot tell somebody what to do in that situation. I think it was about something about a retrieve. It was something about a retrieve.
What was that about?
We're going to dig into all this right now. This might be a long one. So buckle up, folks. What was it about? Because you said,
I remember what it was, but I can't remember what it was about. I remember.
What was the situation? Because I'll remember.
That made no sense. I remember what it was about, but I don't remember what it was.
Well, I remember us talking about it on the pond and everything, or the river. Just I can't remember what it was.
When she broke.
No.
No, it wasn't about that. What was that about? Because I would actually do want to talk about that since you brought it up and said that I was so quiet about it.
I can't remember, honestly.
Hmm.
I know.
That was the first day, right? Or was that the second day?
Second day.
No, it was.
It was the second. And you're
Oh my
like,
goodness,
well,
how
what
can we
Titus,
not-
what would you do? And you're like, I can't tell you. That's your.
Because you
Judgment.
said.
Because I said I know
everybody
what I would do,
do it
but
different.
that's a personal preference.
And you said this will affect it forever or something like that.
This is a personal preference. No, that's different. That was the breaking thing. Oh, I know what it was. I think it was you saying, "Should I put my gun down?" It was the second morning,
Yeah, I think that's what it
and
was.
she broke
Yeah, that's what it was.
on the shot, which is that happens. Rocky breaks. He's 5 years old, almost 5 years old. He still does it. I wasn't being quiet about or weird about anything. What it was is I know what it was. I was saying I can't make that call for he's like, should I put my gun away or should I shoot? And it was like you guys were saying, well, my dad could hold him, and I said, is your dad always going to be there? I wasn't hinting like, yeah, you should put your gun away. What I was saying is think about these things that will affect it forever. Like, what if you and Kelly go out there? Because it's hard. I already know because I'm down this road. If I'm shooting, I can't. It's like you can shoot, but if you're focused on that bird and you got to take a second shot and the dog jumps on the shot, which I have Rocky's done, you can't. They're already gone. And I think you were saying, Jake, about when they break, I was telling you, like, and her e-collar wasn't working. That was the other problem.
Yeah.
So if you have pressure on the dog's neck, knowing they know you're holding them, of course they're not going to break because they know someone's right by them watching them. But like Rocky did on this trip, and I was like laying in bed thinking about it last night. It irritates me so bad because one thing Rocky will do in our training environment, steady as a rock. And I think it's because of we talked about the emotion of a dog. The dogs feed off your energy. Remember how they were tweaking out last night? Because we were so pumped. They were running laps up and down the river like psychos. Because we were all pumped.
Yeah.
Then, in a different scenario, when we're training, we're very regimented. Like, if you think about it, go back to the times we went and trained at the refuge. Everyone's quiet. And we did the fake, yeah, good shot, all that. But I wasn't like really shooting a duck and doing this, looking, getting anxious, and then stepping forward and boom, boom, and like getting all into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just standing there like this, boom, and he just locked, steady. But as soon as what I struggle with Rocky is if I'm like crashing through the water or like stepping forward trying to get the right angle to take a shot, I'll notice that's when it happens to him. And I didn't have an e-collar all last year, and that killed me because now I'm fighting it that happened a year ago. I'm going to fight it for the rest of his days. Not that, and I'm not saying the dogs doesn't break. What I'm saying is they get a few laps in like that. I think you guys I think you're probably reading into what I was trying to tell you guys too much. What I was saying is you will have to deal with that with Kelly, but her being young, if you nail it down hard, it won't be as bad of a fight. But like I heard it was boom, right? Dude, there's no way you can stop her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From doing that?
Yep.
Off the shot. So I was just saying like, that was something to think about. I wasn't telling you what to do. So that I know that was a long way around that. But I'm throwing you scenarios I've had happen. For me, it is the most irritating thing on the first shot because to me it distracts me from shooting too. But my dog breaking is more important than me shooting a duck. So that's all I was trying to say.
Yeah. The second day she did good. She didn't break.
No,
one
she
time.
did awesome. And you weren't even holding on to her. Nobody was holding on to her, right?
I think the first
Now, were
shot
you guys
we did.
sitting? I was kind of curious. Were you guys both kind of sitting on the dog stand with her?
Yeah, I was behind her though.
And you were in front of her?
Yeah.
So you had her
It was
blocked?
beside her.
But when
Oh,
I stood up,
she was
and
she
shot
wasn't
him.
blocked.
Yeah.
She wasn't blocked.
No, and I'm not. I think maybe because because I know how we are with dogs. I am with my dog. So that's why sometimes I feel like I don't want to say nothing because it's your buddy, it's your pal, and I won't want someone saying something to me. So I feel like it's hard to say much, honestly, because I think it's taken too serious maybe sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you understand my point of view?
Oh yeah. No, it was.
I'm not gonna.
It was mostly humor.
I'm gonna be excited for the dog because it is Rocky's pup, and I tried to help with her. But I'm not gonna be excited as you guys. There's just no way I am, right?
No, yeah, for sure.
Like you guys think, oh, that was a good retrieve, Rocky, or whatever. But it's not like you're out. I mean, do you feel like I wasn't like out there jumping around and getting excited as much, or
yeah, I needed more joy.
is that what it was? More praise?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Dude,
No.
I'm not saying it. When she's coming back, you can hear it in the video. I was like, hey, yeah. Like getting her pumped when that first one. But then after that, I was like, I don't want to like, I'm kind of trying to like not say much, you know. I don't know. It's not, if I start opening my mouth, maybe that distracts her.
You know, a couple retrieves I noticed that, I don't know, maybe it's just part of being a pup or whatever, but when she'd bring it back, right? She went out and got it and brought it back. Well, the duck's on the water, right? So she's swimming back because she could hardly reach the ground. So most of it was swimming. And then when she would go to lift it out of the water, she had a hold of the wing rather than the body, and all that weight would come.
She's learning how to pick up.
Yeah, I don't think she's like fully just grabbing it. That was one thing I was like,
But that takes time too.
yeah, I wonder if they
learn how to pick a bird up.
do they learn that or do
Yeah,
they like
they will.
'cause I could tell she wasn't trying to drop it. It just fell. It just literally when you have the wing, it just fell and it just pulled it right out of her
Because it's
mouth.
just floating.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's what I was
She
saying.
did that twice. I noticed. Like she
Yeah.
got up on the thing. She's trying to hold her head up, and then that wing and the weight of the body would, and just fell out.
Yeah.
But then she'd fetch it right back up. So that was one thing. I was like, I wonder why she's
Dude,
not
she's
filming.
not a big dog.
No, she's
number
not.
one.
No.
And a mallard's a big bird.
Yeah.
And we talked about that before, and maybe not on the podcast, but we were talking about how I said the weight of that mallard might be tougher at first, figuring out how to grab it properly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you notice, remember how we were talking, this was just us when we were training, how I was talking about the concerns about picking up, they call it like holding it like a cigar, where they pick up on the ends.
Yeah.
And you were like, how's she going to know to grab it in the middle? It's just, she's doing it though.
Yeah.
She's not grabbing it by the feet or grabbing it by the head. She's still going for the center.
Yeah.
So that was why I struggled with Rocky. He was freaking out because he was grabbing bumpers on the end, and it annoys you. Like, pick that up right. Pick it up in the middle. But he told me, don't worry about that. He said, don't worry about that. They'll do it right. As long as they're holding it and not dropping it. And sure enough, she still picked it up properly. No more Dutch Bros for you, Morgan. Windows are going down as we speak. Whew.
Oh my!
Well, what do you think, Morgan?
About what?
Kelly?
I liked it. She did good.
I do too. I think she did awesome.
I think she did. She actually did a lot better than what I thought.
Really?
Yeah. Didn't think she would do that many retrieves with the rushing water.
I didn't either, honestly.
Because
The water didn't mess her up.
couple of them, the current would take the birds and she'd swim way out there, and she did really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so
the thing
I was surprised about that.
Yeah, one thing I did notice was a little bit hard for her because we were tucked in, trying to get hit, of course.
I see it.
Because the sun was against us on that first spot, and so we had to tuck in so far, and then we'd shoot, and we was kind of waiting to judge, which we needed to. We needed to see, like, okay, is that a retrieve Rocky needs to go get or her? And then a couple of them we actually center on. It, like, the bird had already moved down the river a little bit, and it was a little bit, I could see where it was kind of tough on her in her defense, if I'm defending her.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Dude,
a little bit
I'm not-
hard.
yeah, I am.
And we had to get her lined out on it, but I think as far as like going and like I feel like what she did here, and then when we go back to like where we hunt in California, like in a refuge, and just like an open pond, I think it's going to be like feel like way not easier, but do you know what I mean by that kind of?
Yeah.
I feel like if she can do it here, I'm like, you feel really confident going back to where we're going.
I think
if that makes sense.
it does. I think there's two things. One that would be tougher, and the other one would make easier here than it would be at home. One is they were closer
Yep.
than they're going to be at home, so that was good. The harder part is the current, and them drifting. Because to me, that whole setup where we could shoot them where they could fall, where she could see, because she did see several, 100%. She's seen them, shot, boom. But maybe we shouldn't have seen her. Or center, which I guess that was hard for me because I was away from you guys, but maybe we shouldn't have sent her on ones she didn't see.
Yeah,
which I don't know if we did. Did you feel like
the one we had to send Rocky back on, and they were both swimming by each other.
There was a couple.
Oh,
because I think we did good talking because we weren't right next to each other. But I think I said one time, did she see it? And you're like, she watched it all the way down and she would go get it. No problem.
Yeah.
Those she did, yeah.
Dude. Yes. Well, just let me say this. If you guys, I don't know, dude, you know me my whole life. You know, I don't know. I think you know me by now that maybe I don't say things or maybe I'm quiet. But if I think there was something wrong, I would say something. I did.
Yeah, no, for sure.
No,
But
yeah, you would.
no, we're just halfway kidding you. It's just fun.
Oh, I know.
But
But to me, overall,
it was good.
She did awesome.
Yeah, she did good.
Dude, her first hunt, she was bringing back mallards. Maybe she didn't. Maybe one time, the first one, man, I hate that. Makes me so mad. But that's the reality of duck hunting. That stinking duck was stone dead.
Yeah.
She lunged out there. Was it the first bird?
Yeah, it
yeah.
was.
We decided.
It was so
it
perfect.
Was dead. It was
so
dead.
perfect.
Yeah.
It fell right in front of her. She seen it. It was almost like our training scenario played out exactly. It wasn't really in the current. You sent her. I got that on video when you guys watch this. If you go watch this on the channel, she went and grabbed it. I mean, hustled. Boom, grabbed it. She might have slightly had to swim because it went flat and then kind of dropped. She grabbed it, turned around, came back. Everybody's kind of praising her. And that stinking thing, she had the foot towards her inside of her mouth, and that thing kicked and went in her. I'm sure it went in her throat, and it like, whoa, what was that? She dropped it, and then she ended up picking back up, I believe, right, and taking it back.
Yeah.
She is a big old chicken, though.
Dude, no, she's a pup though, and I don't know where we can find those. If you guys know, comment on the YouTube channel, even if that's where you don't listen. Comment on there, and you can go over there and tell us, because in California, I don't know if there's somewhere you can buy live pigeons and stuff, but that I remember thinking that about Rocky, and I wanted to do it with Kelly too, but I don't know where to go. And sounds terrible, but that's how they train them, like the crippled pigeons, to get them used to that fluttering, flapping the wings, trying to get away and get that aggression built where they'll grab it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the same thing with Rocky.
It's got to take a few times, huh?
Yeah, because I mean they're not used to that.
Not at all.
I mean, Rocky deals with it now, but it's like it's so still to this day he'll go and just kind of like, oh, because we never did that training with them when they were pups, little. We could still do it with Kelly.
Yeah,
I don't know how much that would change. Like if someone tells us, hey, you can go get some trained pigeons here or somewhere that's partially, or live or clipped wings, which I know that kind of sounds a little rough, but that's how they do it. Yeah. It builds up that like nature to grab that thing and hold it. But that happened, and then I think it kind of that was exactly what we didn't want to.
I know. It was dead.
I talked about that with Rocky. But anyways, she ended up getting it, going back, and she did multiple retrieves. How many do you think she got?
She did 4 and 4.
8 retrieves, dude. Mallards, first 2 days of ever hunting.
Mallards and wood ducks.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. You know when you go home what you have to do, right?
Yeah.
Keep working on hold. But, I mean, dude, that's just age. That's experience. I mean.
Yeah, like you said, experience. I think a lot of it, I still think she's got it and she's good. It just needs more experience and maturing.
She's brand new.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm probably being hard, but that's how I am with my dog, though. I don't think you guys think I'm any different on her as I am my own dog, right?
No.
I just have high expectations of what I want my dog to do. Do they fail? Yes. We do too. We're humans, right? But, like, Rocky was really good at hold. He never hardly dropped it. But what I struggle with him is his started jumping off and stuff. And then last year, he started dropping the bird. And it blew my mind because after how many years of hunting, he's starting to do that. I'm like, what in the world? So all I got to do is I got to go back to the drawing board, and I got to retrain and rework on those things. So, anyways, I think we beat that horse. Overall, she did amazing. She did awesome.
Yeah, Rocky did.
Dude, you can't.
Good. Rocky had some long ones.
You can't expect any more. I don't think.
No.
Yeah, go watch Chris. Go watch any of these trainers. They're like, hey, don't over-expectate. Don't I can't
Expectations.
speak. Don't have too high of expectations. And it's not because you don't believe in your dog or have faith in it. It's just they've got to learn. I think what's amazing, she did so much better than Rocky, if we want to go that way out with it. She had experience of looking up for the birds because we did that training. So she was actually looking up, I think. I wasn't standing right next to her. Did it look like she was watching?
She did several times.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
She has higher drive than Rocky, going there and coming back. I just think she's done better than Rocky, period, in his first time. So, and yeah, I may not be as vocal about it. I think because I'm just constantly looking, I'm thinking. And instead, I guess maybe I need to enjoy the moment. I've said that 1,000 times. I need to enjoy the moment more than think about how to make it better. I think that's what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How can we make her even better? What can we do for this scenario? But anyways, now let's move on. Do we think we covered Kelly enough?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything
One
else.
more thing I thought about Kelly that was cool. Last year, I shot my first Drake wood duck in Idaho. This year, Nathaniel shot his first.
Oh, yeah.
And Kelly got that for her first Drake wood duck. And it was Nathaniel's first Drake wood duck.
Oh, did she get that?
No, she didn't get that.
She didn't get that one? I think
I
she
don't
did,
remember.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
she
it fell
went
in
and
the
got it.
toolies and she went
No,
nuts.
it
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
that one.
Oh, was it? Now, okay, that was cool. I wanted to ask you about that, actually. So one fell in the toolies, and I think you guys asked, should I have her... Did you say something like that?
Yeah, I said, should I go get it with Kelly?
What happened?
I think,
that was kind of a blind retrieve then. You
That
couldn't
was
see
the
that,
wood
could
duck.
you?
yeah. Well, I saw it.
That was
but
the wood
she
duck.
couldn't
You're
see
right.
it. Yeah.
Because they both came over and
It was,
boom.
I think it was a hen wood duck. I don't think it was mine because mine, when I shot, remember, it was far and it went way in the pond, and Rocky had to go to get it. And the hen landed by it too. Remember?
I think that was in the toolies.
No, because
Pretty
I
sure.
know it wasn't. Yeah, because it was a hen mallard. I remember because I shot it going this way, and he landed in the toolies. I remember. I shot
Okay,
it.
but let's go into that. So it fell in the toolies. You couldn't see it from outside on the water, right?
No.
So she just went in there. Like,
Well,
how'd you send her in?
Well, she immediately just went in there.
Really?
She started going in there, just smelling it out, and then I just saw it like, I don't know, 2 feet, 5 feet away, just laying there dead as a doornail. And then she was just looking around, smelling around, and I just moved the toolies towards a clear path. I said, "Go get it, Kelly." I did. I just pointed her towards it. She finally found it, went and got it, picked it up, started coming out. For some reason, she dropped it, and then I walked out of the toolies, and then she came out. I said, "No, Kelly, go back in there." We walked back in there and together, and then she grabbed it, and then she brought it out.
Okay.
But she did good.
That's good. Because in training, she went and found a bird that was way back, buried in the toolies, and brought it out. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Let's see. Now let's go into the hunt on day one. We got up super, super early. We didn't really get no sleep. We got about less than 2 hours, I think. Which, it's not how you want to start a trip out, but somehow in duck hunting, that always happens. I don't know what it is. But anyways, we got our spot. And that's the thing. It's opener. We want to get it. We don't want to take no chance. It's like, what if? So we got it. We got there. And then we're like, Jake looked at his clock and was like, we have 3 hours to sit here. So we tried to sleep, laid in the boat, walked around. Finally, and then I've learned here on the river not to put your decoys up to last minute because stuff floating down just hangs up on it, and I do believe it flares birds 100%. Because I've noticed they'll flare, and then you're like, why are they doing that? And then you'll see junk all over the decoys, and then when you remove it, they cup right in. So anyways, laid around, set up the decoys like last 10 minutes before shoot time started. Who shot the first one? Was it Morgan?
Yeah.
Morgan
Yeah.
doubled.
Yeah, that's right.
On Drake's.
Yeah. And they were right there. Right at shoot time.
They were right there, landing. They landed.
Oh, yeah. They did, huh? And then they jumped up and
I shot the one off. The far one.
right on it, huh?
I shot the first one, the very right, because you said it was Drake, so I shot that one. Then the other one jumped up and I dropped it.
That's right, yeah. That was cool. But, man, how good were they doing it, guys?
Oh, my
awesome.
goodness. Amazing. Like, perfect.
Oh, man. They were just coming from right, left, and straight, and just coming straight.
And most of the time
in.
it was a straight, the same, what do you call it, pattern,
Yeah.
flight zone.
Yeah.
Exact same thing almost every time.
Yeah. We had 4 dozen decoys out, and the AVNX spinner, and I left it on constant on spin and never did it on the intermittent. I felt like it was pulling him in, but then, yeah, we used it on the second day too. But I did pull it, dude, at the end, and we shot more birds without it too, the second day. But we had a dozen widgeon, and we had 4 dozen mallards, and it's the final approach, live mallards, live widgeon. I don't know, man. They were so reactive to the call. Man, it's nice when birds just react to the calls. And I want to give a big shout out. I think I said something on the first episode about testing out the old Kirk McCullough cutdown, which I got a long ways to go and learn with that. And they weren't really standing right by me. I don't know, Jake, if you've noticed it or not, but a couple times when I was blowing my layers and they wouldn't really
I
respond,
could tell that first time you did it.
and I switched
Yeah.
because I couldn't get their attention with that one. I switched. They literally, like a 6-pack, literally went. I mean, they were 200 yards down the river, and when I hit that thing, it was instant. I mean, instant.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen once; it happened a few times.
The first time was just major. They were way
Yeah.
out there. You switch
You
calls.
seen
and then-
that?
Yeah, I noticed
Yeah,
it. I watched them.
as fast as they could turn, they did it.
You seen it too?
Yeah.
I like looked at the call. Like, did that just happen? Like, I don't know if it's just hearing something different. And
Maybe so.
that really made me a believer on having 2 different style calls or 2 different sounding mallard calls. If you're going into a place that has mainly mallards, if I'm on a refuge, I'm definitely gonna have my widgeon call, pintail, and 1 mallard call. But in a place that's a lot of mallards, I'm definitely gonna start carrying 2 different sounding calls like that because that worked.
Yeah.
So
dude.
what have we done? Those birds came back. I don't know how many we shot out of that group,
Yeah, I don't
but
know.
that would have been a chance, Jake, that we might not have finished our limit.
Yeah.
Because you were saying how it worked exactly to get our 3 limits.
Yeah, we didn't. I mean, when we say we got 3 limits, like you was saying earlier, it's not like birds were just
Oh, no.
everywhere.
Right.
It wasn't just one of those hunts where it's just like take your pick.
Yeah.
It was a couple birds come in, they work, we shot them. A bird would come in, work, we shot it. A couple more, shot them.
Yep.
Like, you guys shot really well. I know you'll probably go into that in a little bit, but you guys shot really good. We took advantage of every opportunity
Yeah.
that happened. And if you guys would have shot terrible, we probably would be thinking a little bit different about this hunt,
Right.
honestly.
Totally.
Because we've all done it, right? You go out, you shoot a whole box, and you still walk away. That was a terrible hunt. It's like,
Yeah.
well, no, I was probably a terrible shot is what happened. If I shot a box, I should have, and then you go out and shoot just what's in front of you, and it's a great hunt. And there's probably less birds than when you shot a whole box. But
Yeah.
so it just really worked out. It was great, and the birds worked perfectly. And I think that first day we got the last bird that we actually seen flying
Literally.
to make the
To
third
finish
limit.
the limit.
Because Nathaniel waited because we was messing with
like
Kelly.
almost 2 hours.
Yeah, he waited before he
And-
started shooting.
And I think I told you this already, but if I didn't, high props to you for having the discipline to do that. I think a lot of people won't do that.
But in reality, like looking back at it, if you all 3 would have been shooting, because like on the second
Yeah.
day when you all 3 shot, there was a couple of birds like, well, did you get that? Or did I? And we had to actually look at the GoPro, your shot cam. So that, I think maximum 2 guys was kind of nice, honestly, shooting like that.
And I say that all the time.
And then when we were waiting on Nathaniel to
Because
get
when we
his,
all
that was
three
nice.
did shoot,
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah.
you two shot one at the almost exact same time, and me and you shot that one exact same time,
Yeah.
or like half a second apart.
Yeah, and to the thing about that,
Actually,
like,
me and you did that twice.
compared to hunting at home on the refuge, like, because the teal and shoveler and all the birds at home, like, you almost need all three guys because you need everybody looking because they
Yeah.
can come from anywhere.
Yeah.
Where here,
We knew right where they're coming.
Yeah, you didn't really get backdoored or nothing, really, right? Like,
No.
maybe a couple, but they usually circled back around and come back.
Yep.
So you didn't have to have that. Or at home, you can have 3 or 4 guns shooting, and it's not a big deal because you're kind of just shooting what you see because you're going to get backdoored, and that bird's probably not coming back.
Yeah.
It
So
is
that's a little
different.
bit different. That's
Yeah.
where it's nicer. You can do that.
Yep. Yeah.
It
And that's-
worked out good.
It did. And it's nice. I prefer shooting that way.
Oh, yeah.
If a single or a double's come in, I look at that. I seen something the other day, dude. There was one bird. One. And there was 8 guys. And they all shot at it.
Yeah, that's not.
How is that fun?
It's not even no.
Like, how do I know? Like, I want to know, okay, I don't know. That's just my opinion. That's just an opinion. A lot of guys do that, though. Like, do something. It's like, oh, man, I don't know. You don't get that satisfying feeling like I crushed that bird because
Yeah.
6 other guns crushed it too.
Yeah,
It's
and then what do you do if it's like a bandit or a rare, kind
well,
of a
guys
rare
draw
bird or
sticks
whatever? Yeah.
and this. I don't know. Whatever. Personal preference. I just don't prefer to do that way. But I love shooting singles and doubles with a couple guys. Man, that's so fun.
it's super fun, especially when both can shoot. you
Dear
drop 'em both.
Lord, in
Oh my goodness!
Morgan.
Oh, may have to do a little editing.
That almost made me throw
Okay,
up.
really though, that was bad.
I swallowed that. There ain't no editing, Morgan, on that one.
I
Oh
don't
my goodness!
give a
That,
care.
you didn't smell that, Jake? I think I literally swallowed it.
Smell
That
it.
was bad. I got it right after the windows went down. That was bad.
That was
If you watch this video, you can see me smiling right before you guys smell it.
not
Hey,
too
we
out.
only got 7 hours left. We're good.
That's it. Guess what? I got ammo too, buddy.
Let's
coming
see it. We got
down.
a
I'm
competition
gonna have your dad
going.
lock the doors.
That one's gonna be a hard one to beat.
That is. I literally took a gulp of it. Hey, put those legs together back there,
Tell me
Jack.
about it.
My goodness.
Going freely.
Anyways, sorry for the interruption there. Where were you? So they did it first. Oh, all right. I want everybody's opinion. Let's start with Morgan, and let's just say a little more than it was. I really liked it. Tell me about the Patternmaster, Morgan.
Oh,
The
it's
Black Duck.
It's a level. It's a
Whole nother level.
yeah. It's like blows the other things out of the way. It's like awesome when you hit them. I watched one of the birds. I shot and I saw feathers just boom, just way off it. And if you look at it, you can see like a big hole in it and everything. It's like a total difference. That
Yeah.
choke is awesome. I love it.
And you shot really well. We'll go into that too, but you shot really well. But man, you were, oh,
That
I was loving seeing you guys shoot those. Oh, okay. Is that any more else to say about that choke? No? Nathaniel? Thoughts?
Okay. Well, like Morgan said, I think it was a whole nother level. Just the way it hit him, you could tell it just smashes him. Anywhere you hit him, really, any part of the body, it just smashes it. Feathers come out the other side every single time. It's unbelievable. And even with, like, I shot heavy metal, and that was amazing. Then the next day I shot Kent Fast still, and that still just, it still just smashes it. I wasn't used to that. It was amazing.
It's nice. It's such a
It
satisfying
was
feeling.
so cool, and it just, oh man, it was just really cool.
You
Very,
guys'
very cool.
eyes are just popping out of your head
Just-
seeing that those chokes will do.
Yeah.
And okay, Jake, is it a marketing gimmick?
No, it's the real deal. It's good stuff. I've hunted with my boys their whole since they started. I know they're they're decent shots. They both shoot. They can handle their own.
Yeah, they shoot
Me and
good.
you was talking about that. We don't got to
You
wait
don't
on
give
them.
them
no
no
more,
chances.
Oh, let the kids get a shot.
No,
that's over.
No, I learned that lesson.
They're actually probably saying let Titus and Jake
Yeah,
get
we
a
better
shot.
let them shoot a little bit.
Yeah. So that part of it, I know they can shoot decent, but this trip I never seen them actually like all the birds. We always say a saying we kind of all say is like, "Oh, you folded it." Like they folded them on this trip. I'm like, man, they are shooting lights out, and they were shooting good, but when they hit the birds, they were just smashing. And I know they were closer. You can make all these arguments, but that choke is clear. Just me watching these guys shoot 3 limits night and day compared to just shooting a regular choke. I'll just say that it absolutely is, and it's awesome because you're not selling birds, right? That's
no
the worst
cripples.
feeling in the world, especially selling them on the rivers. The last thing you want to do,
Yeah.
because then you got to hop on the boat, right? Which kind of kills the other. I did it. We did it one time, no twice, and it was just because we shot 2 at once and the bird floated down in the river. But when you hop on the boat, you're losing time going down and getting the bird and all that. I mean, I'm a believer in the choke, big time.
Yeah,
and I got one at home waiting on me, so
you're ready to
I
put
was
to
really
use?
excited. Yeah, ready. So
Yeah, those.
they work.
Hey, I haven't led you astray yet.
Nope.
I don't think.
I'm pretty excited about this season, about the choke.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing I said, and I've tried to say is like, it's not a miracle worker. It doesn't mean you can just close your eyes, point it out the deal. You guys shot good.
Yeah.
So you guys shoot good, but if you shoot good and you put the aim right and hit it, that bird is going
You
down.
hit it, it's pretty much just dead. It's gone.
Yeah, you ain't.
It's not getting away.
If it's kicking or moving at all at the end, it's nerves. It ain't alive, I can tell you that. Now, for me, I feel like I shot good in the first day. The second day is where I struggled. It has nothing to do with the choke. It was just I was over leading, and then I was shooting over the back when I was watching my shot cam. It's such an amazing tool. It's an expensive tool, but man, they'll go down to 450 at times. If you want to be a better shot, I promise you that's the best thing you can ever do. Is you'll see where your weakness is, and mine always has been shooting a little bit high. That's why I put that bigger bead on mine, because it makes me bring it down. And it's not the gun, because it does about a 60-40 pattern. It's the how I aim. I'll tell you what it is, and Jake, we've talked about this. It's us not shouldering the gun right and looking down the barrel.
Right. I do
That's
the same thing.
exactly what it is.
When I miss, I know that's my miss 99% of the time.
And that's what cleans me up, dude, is when I watch my shot cams, I'm like, oh, I'm doing it again. Get the gun shouldered and down the barrel. And it cleans me up right away. So hopefully next time I go hunting, I'll clean that up a lot.
Yeah, like how many times have you went out there without a shot cam, like, what am I doing?
How am I missing?
And then you start leading farther. You just try different things.
Yep.
And you just don't even have a clue.
Well, you never bring your aim down. Like you said, you either lead more or lead less.
Yes.
And usually that might not even be the problem.
Uh-huh.
I do think 70, 80, 90% of the problem is people not leading enough. But, shooting over or under definitely is an issue too. But that I did struggle on the second day. I shot a lot more shells. And then I was shooting them on the water because I was making a pour shot. Like pour. Not like back of the body. I'm talking about like the tailpipe or it wasn't good. Or shooting over enough where only a little bit of the pattern was hitting them. So I definitely had to take more shots in the water. But and I was telling you that because you said you shot that many what do you call them?
Shells.
On the water, like at cripple
Water
shots.
shots.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah. But what it is, when you are on the river and the water's moving, you can't, like if we were in just a pond, even if they were wounded, I wouldn't waste another shell on them. I'd let the dog go get them. I'd wring their neck or put a finisher in them or whatever. Well, on the river, I have to stone them dead before I send the dog because he'll drown out there swimming in deep water trying to get that bird out. So, did you do it again? Windows! Unbelievable what we have to deal with on this trip. My
7
Lord.
more hours, boys.
all the way there and all the way back.
At least I know any last what to expect.
Yeah.
As soon as I refill my
Secondhand smoking.
thing, it'll be worse.
Lord. All right, so we covered the chokes. We covered the birds coming in. covered Kelly. Overall, awesome trip.
And I shot.
Oh, let's get
14
day
shells.
2. Day 2, I don't know. Pretty proud of us, to be honest with you, on day 2. So we found the spot. Jake had looked back. We're riding back to the boat from the first hunt. We're successful. We're high-fiving. We're glad. We're going back to ramp, go get some food. We're burning through. We're kind of looking. We're always making onyx points, right? And we just like, oh, there's some birds flushing up. Oh, that looks good. Some grassy stuff there, some smartweed there, blah, blah, blah. We go by this one little hole that's like just kind of a little, it's connected to the river, but it's a nice where the water's moving slow. And Jake looks back and says, dude, look at those birds jumping out there. We spin around, go back. Let's go take a look. We look and we're walking through like, my goodness.
Looked amazing.
Dude. And we think it's a morning spot.
Right.
Right? You guys killed a couple in there last night, but so I think, definitely not tune my own horn or patting our back, but I think we made it as a group call is to split up in the evening. I think that was a wise decision and something I have thought a lot more starting last year. I told Thomas, if we got to do that when we're in the boat to finish up, I'm willing to do that sometimes.
And it's kind of cool. You get to see 2 different spots in one hunt.
And one may be hotter than the other. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what we just saw. I think that was something new I've never done yet in my experience, but I'm new with the boat thing, right?
Yeah.
So I think this trip was good for you guys. You probably learned so much of how you would or wouldn't do things, probably, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
That I maybe do, that you maybe, whatever. It's just kind of cool. How balancing the boat makes a massive difference on your speed and getting on plane. We kind of already knew that, but believe it or not, it's not just left and right, it's front and back too. So it's like, that really matters, how you pack your boat. But anyways, we seen that spot going out. We're like, we spent probably 45 minutes there, huh? Mm-hmm. Midday yesterday. We're like, you know what? We're going back there. Like, my God, Jake, keep those windows down. What is wrong with you?
Oh my!
Dude,
Echo.
Oh my Lord!
you need to sponsor this episode. If you're breaking in this much, you owe money. This is $20 for
That
your
one
slot.
felt great.
You taking 3 commercial slots for this? Morgan, my Lord.
Morgan, stop.
Well, hey, I mean, they say if you hold it in, it causes cancer.
Yeah. That
We'll
is
take
true.
our chances, okay? Just give
Well,
us another
telling us he's setting off
give us another
carbon
10 minutes.
monoxide alarms and all kind of
poison, straight up poison. So we're like walking around. There's smartweed everywhere. There's nice little pockets. Water's calmer. We're like, okay, this is it. We're coming back here. Birds are kind of semi-flying around as we're doing that. We leave, and it's probably my fault. I was like, there ain't nobody.
I did.
I'm like, there ain't nobody. I think you guys agreed too, though, didn't you? Like, there ain't nobody.
Yeah,
Oh,
we didn't
yeah.
think it was going to be
We never
Sunday.
seen one duck boat
Not
the
one.
whole time on that river. And it's gonna be Sunday. You could say we slacked, and that's on us. We get to the ramp, not crazy early, but enough, set up and everything. We're unstrapping the boat, putting stuff in the boat, getting ready, getting the dogs out, and these dudes fly up in this boat. No one's at the ramp. They fly up. Jake looks. He said something like, "You think?" Like, no. We both agreed. No way. There's no way in this whole stretch where they're gonna go to that spot. We're fine. It's one guy. There, 5 guys get out of the stinking truck. We're like, oh my goodness, like that's a lot of dudes, and they're all full blown adults. So I'm like, okay, that's a lot of veterans. I don't know, maybe they all weren't hunting, but they take off 5 minutes ahead of us.
Literally.
We come down the river, and guess where they were? Of all the spots to hunt ducks, right in that spot.
In our spot.
Were you guys a little nervous or bummed or like?
I wasn't nervous like we weren't going to get birds. I was just really, really curious about that spot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I agreed to even go back there that evening just because I wanted to know what that spot did.
How it's going to produce, huh?
And proof in the pudding, right? These guys went direct. They knew where they were going.
Mm-hmm. And they were Idaho boys.
Yeah.
So there's a
they're
reason.
Locals, right?
So
And,
now we know.
props to them. They know where they're going. So that it just is what it is.
I bet you they were panicked when they seen us there.
Sure they were because they
They moved with the purpose.
they did. They had a focus. They knew where they were going. So, whatever. It's all good. That's
It is.
part of hunting.
Yeah, and if we wouldn't have, we probably
We
would have done
slacked.
good. We wouldn't have done afternoon hunt at that one spot.
It all worked out.
Everything.
It really did. I was like, I wanted to see too, but I wasn't worried at all. I was like, okay, so we kept going. We were all good. We're like, we're still gonna shoot some birds. And to me, the flight didn't last as long, but I felt like it was pretty good for the first.
Just as good.
It was
There
weird.
actually might have been more birds
I think so,
in
too.
the sky.
I think so too.
But it didn't last as long. It shut off quicker.
We ended up shooting 11.
I think 11.
6. Morgan had 6. Nathaniel had 3. And I had 2. So we're like, let's head back. We didn't want to stay out as long because we were tired. I was tired. I guess, was anybody else tired? I was tired.
You're dragging.
And I said, we all agreed, let's go to lunch. There's a bunch of deer right there. Let's go to lunch or whatever, and let's talk about the plan. Well, we seen that spot on the way back. We're like, we're going to hunt this. Well, we knew it was there. We're like, we're going to hunt this tonight. Well, we got to lunch, breakfast, whatever you want to call it. I think we got to talking and said, did I bring that up about splitting up?
Yeah.
And we're trying to figure out who's going to go with food because we both wanted a dog.
Yeah.
Morgan had 6. I only had 2. So I feel like that was another reason why that was good for us to go together.
Perfect.
Because we needed more, right?
Yeah.
Well, and then, too, I can focus on helping Nathaniel with Kelly because I'm not shooting.
That's
so
true.
It kind of worked out.
So we were like, okay, let's do it. They're going to go to that spot to see how it was, where those guys were that beat us to it. We're going to separate, drop them off. Go. If one's better than the other, we'll come pick each other up in the boat and finish it out, okay? Well, we drop them off. We're moving to purpose, We go up the river, down the river, whatever, and we're going, and we're dropping
one more
birds.
corner to go around.
Yeah.
We're at that spot.
At the other spot where we hunted the previous 2 mornings. We're jumping birds the whole way, but not a crazy amount, but 20, 30, whatever. Like, oh, that's a good spot, blah, blah. We come around the one corner, and we jump like 50 birds. And then as we keep going, there are more jump.
Like all the way down. We just keep going. They just keep rising.
Probably for sure 100 plus, if not more, maybe 150. I stopped. I left the motor, and I go, what do you want to do? He said, what do you want to do? I said, you call. Tell me what you want to do. And he's like, let's do it. You think so?
Do it.
I go, and I think I think I said, well, I do know that I've had that happen before, and they don't come back. He's all, really? And I was like, yeah. I go, should we just do it and try? You never know. And he's like, let's do it. We literally whipped in there. Then we're trying to figure out, because it's an island, there's nowhere to hide the boat. There's not much cover. You guys will see in the video.
And you can't walk across.
You can't walk across from the one spot.
Was deep, fast.
Yep. And I said, it dawned on me, I was like, dude, I go, why don't I drop you, start, or do you want to start or me? And I said, one of us will drive the boat and hide it around the corner and stay in it, because there's just no way we can hide the boat. He's like, yeah. So we throw out, dozen decoys? Not even the spinner. Mm-hmm. He gets in I tuck up in there. The sun's getting lower, so it's perfect. It's causing a shadow. Meanwhile, they're at Jake and them, Nathaniel at the other spot. You tuck in. No sooner, I motor off, tuck around the corner.
Like 2 minutes.
Literally, I called your dad. I said, all right, dude, I think we're going to get on him. Because when we were sending decoys up, they were already trying to come back.
Yeah.
I said, I think it's going to happen. I love that when that works out like that. It's like, okay, we haven't seen nothing yet, but we're ready. We're set up and ready to go. Okay, I hung up. I walked to I'm staying in the shallows. I walk around the corner. I'm probably 150 yards from Morgan, maybe 2. I walk around right over Morgan's head and spins and sets up right in front of his face, coming towards the decoys, and I just see, poof, a cloud of feathers just smashes it.
That choke.
Yep. I call you back. What'd I say?
He says he's done.
Or something. I'm just all flipping out. I was like, he's done. I go, we're swapping. Morgan's going to have to learn how to drive this boat. And you're like, hey, you better teach
Yeah,
him.
that kind of made me nervous because I didn't know where they were. So I'm thinking, because Titus said it's too it's kind of moving fast, and everything he was
I know,
saying,
it
I
was
was
so
thinking, it's like, he wants Morgan driving that boat. I go, Morgan could end up downriver. We'll never see him again.
I wasn't worried about Morgan. I was worried about the boat. You were worried about Morgan.
Wow.
No.
And the boat. I didn't want
Well,
to
you
have to pay
seen
a
where we're
boat.
at. You could see why.
Yeah.
There was nothing to it at all. But anyways, he motors off, no problems, gets around the corner. I think you first went in, you were a little too close. I was like,
Yeah.
no, go farther. Well, you went around the corner in the shadows, and how about 2-3 minutes after
Like,
you parked,
right-
you heard me
I
shoot?
parked the boat and I walk around to find a good spot to sit, and I was like, I'll just sit in the boat. I turned around and 2 were coming. I was like, oh, he's going to get these. They circled around one time and went to the other side.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man. Kind of got bummed, but then
Then you heard,
yep.
boom. I don't know if I shot both of them. I think I only shot one.
Shot one, then you had to finish it
Yeah.
because it was moving.
And he's probably thinking it's World War II over there. I'm shooting these cripple in the water. But they were landing on the other side, which is not a big, it's not a very wide island. Well, Rocky gets it. I come back. I shoot another one real quick. And then there was a gap. And I think we started talking like, about how long were you guys there before? What happened in that situation?
Yeah, so we're over there where we were, right? We in that little channel. I didn't know which direction they were going to come from, so we actually set up a dozen decoys at one end, a dozen at the other. And I told Nathaniel, I said, hey, wherever they start coming, I'll go grab them. If they're coming from one side, I'll go grab the other decoys, and I'll adjust, and you just keep hunting. And so birds started working on the side that you guys were on, that direction, which I think is the north side. And so I just went down there, grabbed those decoys, and while I was out in the water, of course, every time, right, 2 come over us, right over me, and land in that little spot.
Yep.
And I'm trying to get Nathaniel's attention. I'm whistling at him, and then there's some more over there, so we're kind of – and I'm stuck out in the water, hunched over, trying to hide. And I told him, I said, there's 2 down over there. So he walked around, and then they jumped up. I didn't get to see it, but he shot them. And so Kelly was left there on the stand by herself, and she stayed right there. She never wiggled, which was really good because I was worried. I go, okay, here we go. She's going to take off running. No, she stayed right there. He shot those 2. We got those 2. And then you called, and you're like, what should we do? And I'm like, well, birds are coming. You're like, yeah, but there's birds here. And I'm like, and I'm looking around. There wasn't really – everything was kind of far off. Nothing really wanted to go right there at that moment. I don't know what happened later when we left, but you decided to come back and get us.
Well, no,
because you finished.
I text you. I needed 2 or 3 more birds.
Yeah, and we just doubled, right?
And
He just doubled on
You
those.
just doubled, and you're like, nah, we'll just stay because I think it might
right.
work.
You're right.
Well, then I shot 2 or 3 more to finish my limit. I didn't even call you. After we cleaned up, I go, let's go, let's hustle. I go, they were still coming in. We flew, picked everything up. You drove back over there. We threw the stuff in, which I should have left the decoys. I think what our plan was is if you didn't want to move because you said you didn't.
You were just going to stay with us.
I was going to stay with you guys.
Yeah.
Well, I called you as I'm driving. I'm like, dude, they're coming in. What are you guys looking like? He goes, we haven't seen nothing anymore. They're far off.
It slowed down.
I go, what do you want to do? And we're racing the clock.
Yeah, we had to hurry.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Because I said it's 10 minutes there, 10 minutes back.
Well,
It was longer than
And we had
10 minutes
so it was
back
40
'cause we were-
minutes. I think we had 40 minutes of shoot time left when me and Morgan left that spot.
yeah.
And I knew it was 10 minutes there. It was going to be 10 minutes back, which actually took a little longer because 4 guys in the boat now instead of 2. Because me and him were cooking. Like, we were hauling. And, man, I was getting frustrated when we first took off. You guys were already ready. You guys threw your stuff in. We took off, and, man, it was bogged down. That's why I said again, it matters how it's organized because as soon as you guys shifted to that setup, however we had it, it was instantly grabbed, and we started getting on plane and started moving faster. And I don't know. It was just so cool. Nathaniel needed 2 more birds. Me and Morgan were limited. At the buzzer, we pull up with 20 minutes to spare of shoot time. Me and Nathaniel jump out. I take Rocky with me. Jake, Morgan, and Kelly go around that corner, that same corner. We throw 6 decoys out, or 12.
Yeah, 12.
And we sat there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Called out a couple high groups.
And then 2 came. They circled, I said, just 2 more, Lord. And then they went away, and I thought they were just gone.
He said that out loud, by the way, too. He
I'm
prayed that.
sure he did.
Yeah, I did. And there was flock circling, and they went away, and I saw those 2 circle like a long ways away,
Yep.
and then I just quacked them, and they finally just cupped up and went. They went over us.
Well, they act like
And then
they
they
were
went
the
around.
decoys,
Yeah.
and then they went to go around.
Yeah, and then that hen saw me stand up and goes, wah,
Yep.
wah.
Yep.
I blasted the drake. Then I hesitated, like, do I want to shoot the hen? And then I just shot it because I didn't know if we would have another
Yeah.
opportunity or not.
Yeah. Folded both of them. 2 shots, doubled.
And it's
And
it's crazy how fast you think that. Like,
Right.
do I want to shoot this? Because it felt like I literally sat there for 2 seconds or for a while. Just, do I want to shoot this? But I watched the video. It was literally a split second.
know.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
It's crazy how fast you think about it.
It is. And with 17 minutes to spare,
Yep.
end of shoot time, got our 3rd limit for that day. That was awesome.
That's the best I shot. I shot it my limit.
Oh, yeah.
12
How
shells.
about that?
Yep.
12 shells.
And then 14 the other day. And man, if I would have, and I shot one time at a water shot when I had to finish it off, and I shot 2 times right after you 2 shot. One time with you shot,
Yep.
and that you got it though for sure. And then I shot right after you. And I did the same with him.
Yep.
And one more less shell, and I would have done it in 1 box, 2 limits.
That's cool.
That would have been
cool.
cool.
And Morgan, how many did you shoot the first day?
14 and 14 the second.
That's good shooting. Good shooting. Yeah, that's awesome. You guys shot really well.
And honestly, that's very good for a 13-year-old if you
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah, it's
What
very good.
13. What, he acts like my age.
Yeah.
Not always. He acts like
Yeah.
There's a few times
5-year-old.
when he's back there and he starts laughing, we have to roll windows down. But
Yeah.
other than that, very good. It is very good for a 13-year-old. Very good.
Ways to go.
He's like a man child, though.
man child.
He's literally like
A man
6'1",
I beat you up.
6'1", 13, dude. My goodness. This is a beast. How tall do you think Morgan's going to be? Do you think he'll just stop?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. You don't
Yeah,
want
I
him to go
can't
to work?
afford to keep feeding him. I'll loan him out to you for a while.
Oh, that's fine.
One of the doctors said I'm probably going to get to 6'7".
Did he really? The look on your face. Lord, dude. Instead of 5 bowls of cereal, I watched this guy eat 5. Let's put it this way. It was not cereal bowls.
It was like a
It
bucket.
was like a cookie bowl, when you're making
Salad bowl.
cookies, a big old salad bowl. 5 of them.
Me and
Gallon of
Morgan-
milk, a box of cereal, one guy. I don't know where it goes. He's a string bean.
Me and Morgan can eat a whole box of cereal in
And
one
gain
setting.
nothing.
Easy.
Yeah, I used
Cinnamon
to.
Toast Crunch.
I probably still could, but I'd be sick. But me and Luke used to do that all the time. Man, Chris would just yell at us. Luke, drank a whole gallon of milk in one setting? Yep.
Yep.
Milk was probably barely under $2 then, too. Now, what is it, Jake?
Phew. Hi.
4 something?
Yeah, I think.
That's crazy.
Good hunt.
Awesome. Awesome time. I don't know what else to recap about it. I think that was it. That was so cool. 17 minutes to spare, buzzer beater. We high-fived. Guys shot good. Dogs did good. We're headed home. The sun's shining. It's a good day. What else can I say, man? I don't know what else to say about that hunt. There's really not much else to say.
That's it.
All right.
What shells did you guys use?
I used, the first day I used heavy 12 3-inch 6-shot. The second day I used heavy bismuth 3-inch 6-shot. What about you guys?
I used heavy metal 3-inch 4-shot the first day. Then the second day, Morgan took my other box of heavy metal, and I shot Kent Faststeel. I think 4-shot also 3-inch.
Okay.
First day I shot heavy metal 3-inch 4s. Second day I finished up the heavy metal 3-inch 4s because I didn't shoot them all. Then I shot 2-shot federal.
Oh,
3-inch.
okay. Like you said, those pounded the birds just as good.
With that choke too.
Yeah. So, and you guys are shooting. What are you guys shooting again? The gun?
Franke Affinity 3. Max,
Both of you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Max 5.
Nice. And you have the exact same gun too, right? All 3 of you.
Yeah.
Morgan's is a bottomland color, though.
Okay. So we know how your gun's gonna do with that choke.
They get along really well with it.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, here's another hunt review for the 2022-2023 season. It begins. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.